This is former TNA World Champion Raven, and you're listening to TNA Cross the Line podcast. Quote the Raven, nevermore. And don't cross the line. Or do cross the line. I'm not really sure if you're supposed to, you're not supposed to. I don't know. Whatever. You get it.
TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.
And we're back with episode 239 of the TNA Cross the Line podcast. I'm Bob Colling Jr. With me, as always, is Dallas Gridley. In Dallas, we are at the fallout of Slammiversary 2006, which was a much better show than we had witnessed the previous month with Sacrifice. And quite a bit took place at the pay-per-view, and I'm sure, as we normally do, that we'll go through Meltzer's ratings and stuff like that. We compared it to Jake Ziegler's from Inside Pulse's star ratings from the show as well. But the biggest news coming out of the event two things. Number one, Jim Cornette is in fact the new authority figure, whichever you want to call it. And number two, we have a new NWA World Heavyweight Champion. And boy, oh boy, it's because we got another screw job. That's right. Essentially, Earl Hebner cannot resist screwing over Canadians. His Christian Cage is Canadian. And he tipped over the ladder, preventing guys from getting the belt. And then sure enough, or putting the belt up, I should say. And sure enough, our Lord and Savior, Chef Jarrett, climbed the ladder, put the belt on the hook, and he is once again the rightful NWA World Champion, because he's King of the Mountain. He is Double J.
Ain't he great? Yeah, he's the champion again. It's pretty cool. Now I don't know for sure. This is my wild guess. Maybe his last. I don't know for sure. We will have to keep watching to find that out. But if this is the last one, we have to suffer through just, potentially another year, then that's fine.
Yeah. It seems like it's a kind of a trio here. It's Jarrett, I guess Hebner.
Yeah.
And Zbyszko.
And Zbyszko, yeah. Zbyszko's getting a little fishy here, huh?
Yeah. So is it going to be a situation where it's Jim Cornette battling the heel trio of Hebner, Zbyszko, and Jarrett?
Well, not only that, they got Steiner in their corner too, so dangerous.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the Jarrett, Steiner and like AMW foursome, not necessarily fading, but I don't know if it's going to be
as prominent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
On paper, the idea that TNA would be shifting to a program focusing primarily on non-wrestlers like your Cornette, Zbyszko, and Hebner. I don't know. I don't think I am overly enthused about a TV focusing on probably Zbyszko and Cornette trying to outdo each other.
Well, no. I mean, a lot of this director of authority crap that we've been dealing with for how long at this point has not necessarily been usually it's like eye roll when it starts happening on TV. So I'm not really looking forward to that either. Honestly, like I don't really care about Jim Cornette being here. I kind of hope it doesn't last very long because I don't know. I don't know if I really care for Cornette really in any capacity in 2006 specifically. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but yeah, I'll keep an open mind.
I'm just not looking forward to the promos. I mean, he rambled.
Dude, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. I think that's gonna be my issue. Is like the fucking rambling that we're gonna do. I mean, on Slammiversary, it was like, holy shit, are we gonna be done with this? Ever? We're on pay-per-view.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Should be pretty interesting. And yeah, Jarrett being champion again. I mean, I think that we have some good challenger or potential challengers. It's just a matter of who will be next. Who's next? Oh, could it be Goldberg? I don't know. We'll talk about it. But anyway,
I would imagine that as we head to, I believe the next one's Victory Road, right? I would have to think that they would do a rematch between Jarrett and Christian Cage.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I don't think that Christian Cage would regain it. I think Jarrett is going to be the champion at least until Bound for Glory.
I think the money angle here is Sting Jarrett Bound for Glory.
Right, and they better not.
It's got to be, right?
Better not touch. Right, they better not have a singles match until Bound for Glory. I don't want some like 4-minute schmaz on Impact to just like get a, quick rating or something.
Well, we've already seen him in tag matches and stuff like that too. I don't even think we need to deal with that. Right,
I agree.
Will we probably? Well, yeah but I'm talking more like on like pay-per-views. Like I don't want to tease on like a pay-per-view again. Because as we just saw, Sacrifice? We had one title match. We don't need to deal with that again with every freaking champion in a tag team match.
Yeah. I think if they find a way to pivot from Joe out of the X division, that could be an interesting matchup for him and Jarrett. But of course, if you do that, Jarrett cannot beat Joe.
We can't do that right now.
That would be bad.
We can't do that right now.
I think I'm on the same mindset as you that for the WrestleMania at what is their equivalent of Bound for Glory. I think that you probably want to do Sting and Jarrett.
Yeah,
and I know I feel like a lot of people would do like an eye roll, like, oh my god, it's a WCW thing, and you're right, but it has for Sting, it has the most heat.
Well, and he has said his whole point to be here is to drive Jarrett out. He said it on a recent interview backstage, leading up to the King of the Mountain. So I think that's definitely a long term. And you know what? You people can eye roll at WCW all they want. And you know why they're eye rolling, Bob? Because of those goddamn propaganda WWE DVDs they released. Okay.
Yeah, that is.
Kiss my ass.
Every time I watch those. I mean, when they first come out or whatever, and I just go, that didn't happen. That's not how that happened.
As a side note, as of this recording, Bob, in just a few days, they're releasing the Who Killed WCW Vice show. And I know that Guy Evans is involved, which makes it actually a little bit more interesting to me because he wrote the Nitro book, which is very highly talked about. So I at first I was like, I don't know if I need to see this. I don't know if I need to hear the whole story again for the 50th time. But then I was like, but these Vice ones are really good.
Right.
So I think I'm going to have to watch it.
I didn't realize it was so soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's in just a couple days here. So just on that WCW note. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely excited to march toward Bound for Glory. And actually, we do have, once we get there, it's either on this week or next week's show, we have some Bound for Glory updates that we'll talk about as well. So we are packed full of fun news and notes. So I'm ready to get into it if you are, Bob.
Yeah, of course. Let's go. I want to know what Meltzer thought of the show, and if the fans thought it was a positive. I mean, they thought Sacrifice was positive, and we were both like, nah.
Right. So let's start off with that, actually. So me and Bob gave it a thumbs up. So, Bob, what are you thinking that the fans gave Slammiversary? A thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a thumbs in the middle?
Thumbs up.
Yeah, the majority was a thumbs up. 65.3% were up, which is about 77 people. 20.3% were thumbs down, so 24 people. And 14.4% or 17 were in the middle. So, overall, it's actually a bit of a lower number that we're used to here. So I'm sure Dave will talk about that at some point about how it relates to the buy rating and blah, blah, blah. As far as the best match on the show, which one do you think got that one?
AMW against Styles and Daniels.
Dude, easy. Like, not even a doubt in my mind it was that match. 96 people voted that as the best match. And what about the worst match?
It fucking better be Rhino against Bobby Roode.
Yeah, it was. 27 people said that. Now, believe it or not, I'm actually kind of surprised about this because I enjoyed this one, but just under the 27 votes was 23 votes for Sabin and Kevin Nash.
That's probably because Nash won.
It's got to be, right? Because I thought it was an enjoyable thing, but and then below that at 22 votes was the King of the Mountain match, which I will say was right because of Jarrett, and also I will say I think it was like one of the least exciting King of the Mountains we've seen. So
yeah.
But regardless, pretty interesting though. So,
well, it was funny the other day. I was talking to my buddy Brett, and I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, but my buddy Brett from at work, he loves to talk wrestling with me, and this era of TNA. As he put it, like 2004 to like 2011 is like his favorite. And he used to have like pay-per-view watch parties with his friends or whatever. And I was like, oh wow, that's pretty cool. And as we're talking, he goes, "Do you remember that one pay-per-view where Gail Kim threw a nightstick out of the rafters?" And I go, "I literally just fucking watched that like 3 days ago." And he goes,
it's ridiculous.
Cool? It was a really good pay-per-view. And I was like, well, the pay-per-view sucked. I mean, it was a good match, but the pay-per-view was not that good. So he'll just constantly bring up these moments in TNA that we've like watched.
So funny.
And just who fucking thinks of that?
It's
just
so
random. Funny. And he died. Like he'll just the other day he was watching fucking TNA on Pluto TV on his phone, and it was
oh wait, you were telling me about this. It was one of the weekly pay-per-views.
Yeah, August like 2002.
I was like, what? And
just from hearing the promos, Ron Killings, he was cutting a promo, and I'm at the table, and I go, and he's like, okay. I was like, does it tell you what like it was the year? And he goes, no. And I was like, okay, it's definitely between June in November of 2002.
Insane.
Goes, how do you know that? Well, I was like, I can just tell by Ron Kelly was cutting a promo. And then I hear Ron go, as the NWA World Champion, and I go, okay.
Yeah, right.
It's between August and November of 2002. And he goes,
so funny.
So I go, I'm thinking like it's August. And then I look it up because it said weekly pay-per-view number 11. And I go, yep, August 28th. And he's like, how the fuck did you know that? And I was like, good.
That's an interesting thing about a lot of the TNA stuff is I feel like it's very easy to delineate where it happened.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I think it breaks up enough where you're like, oh,
it's this era of it.
Yeah, just like 4-month era of TNA, and then it changes.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. In the Wrestling Observer here, we're going off the June 26th, 2006 one to kick us off. Dave writes, I'm not reading any of it. I'm going to just tell you right now. He writes a very long, nice, in-depth look at the 4-year existence of TNA. Talking about all the crossroads they go through and all kind of stuff like that. Now, we've lived all of that. We've talked about all of their issues and all this many, many times. So that's why I'm choosing not to go through this right now. But I definitely recommend, if you are able to, check it out. It's pretty interesting stuff. But as far as Slammiversary goes, it was on June 18th. It drew the usual packed crowd of 900 fans to Universal in Orlando, with more than 600 turned away. That's insane. That's crazy. They could have had 1,500 people there.
Yeah, at some point you have to, even if it's just somewhere in Orlando, you would have to start looking for a bigger venue to.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Get a paying audience, I would think.
Mm-hmm. He says, like with the last few shows, the crowd was good to the wrestlers, but also tired. They like the guys, but they've seen them too much. They're willing to chant, "This is awesome," but that chant has also become cliche and in no way means the match is really awesome. Oh, well, you're saying back in 2006 is no longer awesome either? It was the usual, mostly good matches with no off-the-chart spectacular bouts. Some huge reactions to big spots and huge reaction for title changes. There is really little negative to say about the show aside from just how lame and outdated having Earl Hebner become a heel ref is. Now, WWE has the excuse of redoing the Survivor Series 97 for 9 years, having to do the unhealthy obsession certain people apparently will never get past. But TNA doing it makes it look like the local indie copying last month's WWE main event finish while fans groan because they just saw it. The show ended with Jeff Jarrett winning the King of the Mountain match, Jim Cornette put in the position of the babyface talker frontman who will feud with Jarrett over power, had the referee take the belt from Jarrett and give it to him at the end of the show. At the time, fans were pelting the ring with plastic bottles. Wrestling is meant to stir emotions and draw money from doing so. He says sometimes they are related and often they are not. So when fans threw bottles at Hulk Hogan in NWO in 96 and 97, business tells us this was good. Clearly, the core fans really hate the idea of Jarrett as world champion, which they went off the air teasing. However, sorry, that almost just said a spoiler part. Talks about TV on the next night. I purposely unbolted that on my notes. Almost just read right into that one. He notes that Christian Cage, he says, was not a successful NWA champion. If Jarrett is there to be a part of the story, being the guy they really hate, to do a long chase program with Samoa Joe, who the fans both like and believe in, this can be a good thing. They don't need to rush that program, though. But if this is just to set up Jarrett versus Sting as the top feud for the rest of the year without positioning Joe as the company's top star, it'll get them nowhere. So he's even kind of battling the same thing we were just talking about. Is like, they should set up Samoa Joe, but they're probably just going to set up Sting and Jarrett. And of course, he's looking at that as a negative. But
well, I agree with the mindset. Short term, Jarrett Sting is probably good, but long term, if you were to do a long Joe chase, that's probably the best. But
right. Then, of course, there was the other title change with Styles and Daniels winning. It was the show stealer once again. They even noted an interesting trivia note, which we talked about on the show, but that in the history of the current NWA World Tag Team titles, which historically date back to the introduction of the belt in the Carolinas in 1975, AMW's 8-month and 1-week reign was the longest in history. There are long-term plans, and you know how this goes, for Styles and Daniels to be established as a long-term babyface team or a World Tag Team Championship duo, like the 1980s tag team era. That's how he's kind of putting it. So they want to be a top babyface team. Then again, Christian was supposed to hold the NWA title until at least December, apparently. But sometimes things are different in planning than they turn out to be. This is the first time I heard that Christian was supposed to hold the title till December.
Yeah, I am. So, everything that you said, I do agree that Christian was underperformed as the world champion.
I think watching it back, that's accurate.
Yeah, I mean, he had title defense against Monty Brown at Destination X.
Mm-hmm.
wasn't that great. And then the lockdown with Abyss was like okay. And
Was the Full Metal Mayhem good? I can't remember.
Full Metal
Did we
Mayhem, I feel like we were as another kind of like underwhelming thing because there was like no blood.
Oh yes, yeah, that's right. See, it's interesting because
that was like
the storyline with Abyss like stands out as like a key thing, but then watching the matches, it was like we didn't really get the payoff I think we were hoping for.
Right, a good story, a poor blow off. And then he, that gets the screw job here though. But so December, I mean, the way that he's been cutting promos, he's definitely teasing a heel turn. So I would imagine that as a champion, he would have been a heel champion at some point. And if they're saying through December, that means as a champion, whoever he would wrestle at Bound for Glory, he would have realistically retained that.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if the whole plan was they build toward December and then like babyface Samoa Joe defeats heel Christian at the end of the year. Yeah, that could have worked.
I'm trying to envision what they were doing for him at Bound for Glory.
Well, that's why I skipped right past that one. Unless they, you know what though, they kind of have teased dissension with him and Sting. I wonder if they would have done a Sting match and he beat Sting. That actually would have been kind of crazy.
That's what I'm kind of thinking because in January, Christian like brought him back in.
Exactly, that's what I mean.
So
yeah, I think
you come in, you fucking steal my thunder, blah blah blah.
I think either way. I think either way, Sting, being brought back. Right, this is his first like full year back in wrestling. If he isn't in the main event Bound for Glory, I'd be shocked. No matter what they were going to do or are going to do, I'd just be really surprised. You never know. And actually, speaking of Sting, that's another big question that Dave asks here. What about Sting? Sting is working hard, seems to be enjoying himself, and is the biggest star on the roster. He's 47. But neither looks it nor works like it. Isn't this crazy, dude? 47.
47.
It's insane. But he says he's not that special star he needs to be. Now that people have seen him, he's the big star in a small brand that draws about the same with him as it would likely without him, which is kind of crazy to think about. But he says his deal's up at the end of the year, and some major decisions have to be made because of the size of his contract. Both by TNA, Spike, which kicked in a lot of his salary, and him, whether he wants to come back or is willing to come back for less money. Losing him would be a perception problem if Joe isn't established as the face of the company by the end of the year, and if they can't get Bill Goldberg to come in, so the star power loss won't seem as great.
We gotta stop with this Goldberg nonsense.
I know.
We gotta. This just gotta stop. Well, I mean, he sticks around for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, let's just not play dumb here. He's gonna be here for a while.
He's there for like 9 years.
Yeah, it's a long time. And the thing that's crazy is I'm pretty sure he keeps doing 1-year deals, to my knowledge. So we might have to hear this.
Oh, I'm sure it'll be
for a while. Of like, what's he gonna do?
Yeah, I'm sure it's like a 1 year, like, and it's like an option for him.
For him,
like, hey, if you want to keep doing it, let us know.
I think that's what it is. Well, Bob, we're ready to dive into the show, and I'll tell you what right now. I think for the first time, I'm disappointed we did not see the pre-show. And you're going to see why. Because the notes on the pre-show are like, wow, that adds a lot of context to things. So it's really interesting. So first up, the show opened with a Monty Brown promo. Okay, so Monty Brown was technically on the show.
Right.
He's on the pre-show. Dave says he's huge. The funniest part was instead of being mad about not being in King of the Mountain match, he said that he was mad about not being in the King of the Ring. I don't know if he mistaked saying what he said or something, but
It had to.
He claimed that he was going to start his own winning streak, made an implied challenge to Samoa Joe, calling him Fat Joe. He said Fat Joe and Sloppy Joe seem to be the popular nickname these days. That's what it's because Steiner also called him Sloppy Joe. The crowd chanted, "Joe's gonna kill you." So Monty Brown did appear at Slammiversary, just not on we did not watch the pre-show. Then they had the pre-show match. A1 and Eric Young defeated Andy Douglas and Chase Stevens in 2 minutes and 11 seconds. The crowd was dead, which wasn't a good sign. They ended up doing the natural disaster on A1, but Eric Young came off the top rope onto Douglas for the pin with the elbow, I'm assuming. Then Shane Douglas came out and cut a similar promo to the one that Spike that he was doing the last show before Slammiversary. He cut that promo. He said, "I'll say this: the promo sure got him over." Douglas said that they won't embarrass him by losing again, and he's taking them out of the ring and going to train them the hardest he's ever trained anyone, and he'll kill them if they don't improve. So he made a death threat on pay-per-view.
You want to die?
Yeah. And this next part is also, I think, kind of an interesting part of the pre-show that led to what we started off with. So Team 3D did a promo. Brother Ray said that there would be no zombies on the pay-per-view and basically said the ECW debut sucked. He demanded a referee to come out, and Mark Johnson came out with his gigantic bow tie, and Brother Ray made fun of him. He said that they were going to get the James Gang. This was a last-minute tease at the end of the pregame show to basically say they'd be opening the pay-per-view with the Bingo Hall Brawl in the ring. And then, of course, Bob, we started off with just the brawl. They just started. So they did like a promo on the pre-show that led into it. See, it all makes a lot more sense, I think.
Wait, so they were backstage doing that?
No, it sounds like they were in the ring and then went backstage. And then when the pay-per-view went on the air,
they brawled to the ring.
We started the brawl in the ring. It all makes so much more sense. Actually, like I said, this is the first time reading the pre-show notes. I was like, wow, I kind of wish we saw this stuff.
That doesn't sound like a bad half hour to get you start for the show.
I don't think so.
How do you feel about a likely Monty Brown Samoa Joe match? Or feud?
I'm willing to bet it's not going to happen. or if it does, unfortunately, I think it might be on the way out for Monty Brown.
I don't even know if it'll be good.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I
mean, the actual match itself, because Monty Brown with a bigger opponent like that, I don't know. That'll be tough.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. Okay, so we open up the pay-per-view, Bob. Team 3D beat the James Gang in the Bingo Hall Brawl in 10 minutes and 19 seconds. There was a spot early in the match where they brawled near the Spanish language setup and crossed the border. Now, at first, Homicide, Conan, and Hernandez, which can I just say real quick? Dave keeps calling him Hot Stuff Hernandez, which is driving me insane. Just write Hernandez.
Well, because that's how we know. Probably knows him,
yeah.
Because Hot Stuff Hernandez was his name in like Wild Side and some other.
Yeah. It's fine, but like we're far enough in. Like, do we have to? So they attacked Devon at first. Now Conan gave the signal to BG that they were cool and they were friends, and then of course Conan turned on him as well. So little LAX involvement there. Eventually, so he notes this is more toward the end there. Brother Ray does the thing where he goes 1, 2, 3, and the crowd chants "Get the tables." And so he says, believe it or not, Ray's not allowed to say Devon get the tables because that was under some of the legal threats that WWE claim that is part of their intellectual property. So that's why he does that version of it. But he can't threaten WWE can't threaten fans for chanting it, so he kind of allows them to say it. The finish was the 3D on Kip through a table. The crowd was super hot for the brawling. He gives this match 3.25 stars. It's higher than we were giving it, but
yeah.
Jarrett did a promo saying that the critics said that they wouldn't last 4 weeks and they wouldn't last 4 months, but they've lasted 4 years. He eventually compared himself to Joe Montana, Reggie Jackson, and Michael Jordan because when his back was against the wall, he comes through. And wow, hearing that again in hindsight, god damn it. Fucking foreshadowing that win right there. Larry Zbyszko. Well, this is, I think, during the whole thing. The whole promo here. Larry Zbyszko came out during the interview and he said that he said he saw who the new face of TNA was, and it was exactly who Jarrett thought it was. The deal was Jarrett thought the new guy wanted to get rid of him, but if he won the belt, then he was safe. The next match, Rhino defeated Bobby Roode and Scott D'Amore in 11 minutes. D'Amore said that he wanted Rhino all by himself. When Rhino came out, D'Amore ran to the back. That's pretty funny. After D'Amore missed the moonsault, he later hit Rhino with the hockey stick. Rhino still came back and threw Roode over the top rope and gored D'Amore for the pin. 2.25 stars.
No way. 2.25? No way.
Senshi won a 6-way X Division rankings match over Sonjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, Shark Boy, Petey Williams, Alex Shelley in 19 minutes and 29 seconds. The deal here is that based on the order of eliminations, this would theoretically, of course, determine the top six rankings in the X Division. So, Dutt pinned Shark Boy after a backflip in 10 minutes and 34 seconds. So Shark Boy is number 6, apparently. That's what that means. Shelley came off the ropes, but Lethal got his knees up, and then he used the Dragon Suplex on Shelley for the second pin in 12 minutes and 22 seconds. So if you're keeping track at home, Shelley is down there. Williams pinned Lethal in 14 minutes and 32 seconds with the Canadian Destroyer. Senshi pinned Williams in 17 minutes and 4 seconds after the double foot stomp halfway across the ring. And then eventually here, Senshi came off the top rope with a sick double foot stomp. The Warrior's Way is what he calls it, by the way. That did a number on Dutt's shoulder, and he got the pin. Now he says, good match to be sure, but the Orlando crowd has seen so much spectacular that they react more now to personality than this style of the match is to do a lot of the crazy moves. A perfect example of why they need to play some new markets. 3.25 stars.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're kind of... The Orlando crowd is definitely numb to the moves.
Yeah. Next up, Kevin Nash pinned Chris Sabin in 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Alex Shelley was at ringside to provide distraction and interference. Nash did the right kind of match here, as he didn't work it like Sabin was a joke or not in his league. Now, of course, with him going over, he did everything he could to make this work. The problem is, it was a killer visually, and Sabin didn't have the Rey Mysterio, or doesn't have the Rey Mysterio superstar credibility to overcome it. Nash is physically limited due to his knee problems, and they put over the knee problems as Sabin would attack the knees. However, later in the match, Shelley tripped Sabin coming off the ropes, and Nash won with a powerbomb. He also did this comically brutal grabbing of his trunks to show that he was healing while winning, so he fake pulled the trunks back. The idea of this program is, at the end, Nash put Sabin over. But this match was as good as it could have been, given where things are headed. The idea was for Sabin to come close, Nash selling for him in a non-comedic way, and Shelley interfering, causing Sabin to then fall short. He gives this match 2 stars.
Yeah, I mean, it was fine.
I enjoyed it, but I see what he's talking about. Next up, AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels defeated AMW to win the NWA Tag Team titles in 17 minutes, 44 seconds. Styles and Daniels came out with matching ring jackets and colors, so it was clear that the plan is for them to become a full team. Now, I will add here, they have been doing this for a couple weeks. This is not the first time they had matching gear on, but whatever. Maybe they had more specific gear that I didn't notice, but maybe before it was just colors. I don't know.
I don't know if the first time it was like matching ring jackets.
Okay, fair. That's fair.
I know like the tights or trunks were, but I don't think it was the same.
Okay.
I think like Daniel still had his like black jacket or whatever, and this time it was blue.
Okay. When Daniels had Harris pinned, Gail Kim got on the apron. The new woman without a name ran in and chokeslammed Kim and carried her to the back. This was probably, I'll just add, this is This is like my big stinker moment in this match because it was like, what in the world was happening? No one knew who she was. The crowd did not know. No one knew. So, whatever. Daniels used a Death Valley driver on Harris for a near fall. Daniels set up Angel's Wings on Harris, but Storm clotheslined him. Daniels then used the Angel's Wings on Storm, while Storm was in the cowboy hat. At the count of 2, Harris dropped an elbow on Andrew Thomas. You'd think that this would be a DQ that one or when Daniels did it. But anyway, he didn't. The finish saw Storm accidentally hit Harris with the beer bottle, and Styles hit Harris with a frog splash, followed by Daniels using his best moonsault ever to get the pin, 3 3/4 stars.
Yeah, I would give it at least a 4.
It was really good.
That was a very good match.
It was really good. AMW, I think, thrive in the pay-per-views like this because they're so good at getting the crowd hyped with near falls and stuff. They do so good at that.
Yeah. So, and this just crossed my mind now. In the history of TNA, right? The first, in the Asylum years, it was AMW and Triple X. And now I'm wondering if it's going to be AMW against Styles and Daniels. And there's 3 constants in that feud.
Yeah.
AMW and Daniels. AJ Styles, as much as we love Elix Skipper, AJ Styles is an enormous upgrade compared to Elix Skipper.
I mean, it's AJ Styles.
Right. But I'm saying like AMW and Triple X had some really like the cage match, both the cage matches they've had were really good.
I don't know if they had a bad match.
No, they did. The last team standing match, that was pretty good. The Victory Road.
Last team standing at Victory Road.
Yeah.
Oh, well, is that the one where Storm was concussed?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, okay. Well, they can't all be good then.
Yeah, it's either.
Okay, that one, yeah. But there's a reason why, and we found out after, so it don't make sense. But yeah, no, you make good points though. So it's going to be interesting to see how. Because I'd have to assume there's going to be a rubber match now, right?
At least
a rubber match. I'm assuming at Victory Road. I'd have to assume.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing.
And I would assume that the winner of this is gonna sound not great, but the winner of Team 3D and James Gang would probably be the next team to challenge.
Oh. Well, do you think they'll do that first? Do you think maybe we'll get like a Victory Road against and it'll be like Team 3D and them? And then they won't win because Team 3D apparently is just not going to win those titles ever. And then we'll get AMW after that again. There'd be 2 babyface teams, but
yeah, no, I think I would just finish off the AMW part.
Okay. Well, we'll find out what happens. Next up was the unfortunate, very long, rambling promo of Jim Cornette when he was introduced as the new face of TNA Management. He's still not moving well after knee surgery, and then guess what? He threw his cane into the audience during his entrance. So of course he had to he kind of had to just suffer and walk down the ramp. He said that TNA was the new face of professional wrestling, and he's sure tired of the old face. He did a good promo and got a good reaction, Dave says, but after watching him in ROH, where he's treated as a legend and his promos are incredible, it wasn't the same. The fans in TNA knew him and treated him like a star, but this wasn't the first appearance of a new superstar reaction we've seen many times. No shit.
Right, and there's a whole lot more coming too.
Ooh, yay. Next up, Samoa Joe pinned Scott Steiner in 13 minutes and 4 seconds. They went longer than Dave says he anticipated, and it wasn't a Joe classic, but it worked. The pin was a power slam off the ropes that kind of came out of nowhere, since Joe has never pinned anyone with it. I didn't think they wanted Steiner to tap or choke, and Steiner, due to his injuries, wasn't comfortable taking the muscle buster, but he posed no problem in agreeing to put Joe over clean. He gives this match 3 1/4 stars.
Yeah, well, that all makes sense.
What a pro.
I would have just had him pass out on a choke.
Yeah, I think pass out would have been fine.
Yeah, he doesn't need a tap. I just have him choke
Yeah.
him out.
But what a pro! Not Karen putting the young guy over. That's Scotty Steiner.
I wonder if Steiner was like, well, if I put up a stink, this guy could maybe legitimately kick my ass.
You never know.
You know, like when it came to like DDP, he's like, I can kick DDP's ass. I don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Or like Flair, I can kick Flair's ass. But Joe,
I don't know. And Bob, finally, we're at the main event. Jarrett won the King of the Mountain match with the NWA title over Christian Cage, Sting, Ron Killings, and Abyss. Does he not put a time here? Okay, he didn't put a time here. What the heck? Hold on, I got Cage match open. I can tell you the time right now. It went 23 minutes.
I was going to say 23 minutes.
Oh my god. Yeah, 123 minutes. Larry Zbyszko was put in charge of giving the belt to the people who came forward after they didn't want to fall. So Zbyszko was there the whole time. The crowd also wasn't into this of the way that you'd want them to be for the main event. Part is that the same thing from last month, where people who got in arrived early, or way early, because so many were turned away. So they were outside waiting to get in for hours on a hot summer day in Orlando. And of course, this was deep into the show. So, and then Dave says the prior match was actually the main event. So he's considering Samoa Joe and Steiner to be like the main event. So, anyways, the fans were burned out by this point. Is the other person. So, anyways, toward the end here, Sting grabbed the belt and went to win the title, but Christian climbed up there to stop him as they were fighting over who would hang the belt. Hebner got up and tipped over the ladder, sending them both to the ground. Jarrett then got the belt. Before he even hung it, 1 or 2 plastic bottles started flying. After he did it, there were bottles flying everywhere. Jarrett got out of there. Cornette then ordered Rudy Charles to take the belt from Jarrett, and Cornette left with it. They went off the air with nobody sure what happened, but everyone under the impression that Jarrett had won the title. As you can see, there was a lot of spots in this match, and it told a detailed story, but it was better reading about it than seeing it. So, obviously, we didn't read this, but because it felt so overbooked. It's easy to make Hebner a heel and all that, but remakes of Survivor Series come across as dated, overdone, and pathetic. The effort of the guys that was there, and they sure had big time heat when it was over. I can only view it as leaving why does he write like this? Dude, I'm telling you. I can only view it as leaving the wrong kind of taste as the final emotions after a good show. He gives it 3 stars. And he puts extra fucking words in things that doesn't make any sense.
Well, he's got a certain word count he's got to get to.
Dude, holy crap. That was painful to read. 3 stars, though. So.
You know, it was funny earlier when I was thinking about, I have to do this podcast and comparing it to like the screw job for Jarrett and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last year they essentially recreated WrestleMania 14 with like the Tyson knockout.
Yeah.
And now we're doing the screw job. So it's like, what's going to be the next?
A beer truck.
Yeah. Oh, a beer truck.
Yeah, dude.
Maybe.
Never know.
I can just see now. Sting's gonna be walking in the parking lot, and someone's gonna run him down. It's gonna be fucking Samoa Joe, and he's gonna be like, "I did it for you."
That's funny.
Or no, it's gonna be Senshi, and he'll be like, "I did it for you, Samoa Joe."
I did it for Rob.
I did it for you.
I am Brendan.
And then next year we'll get or like a year and a half, we'll get Senshi against Sting because of a recreated Rikishi's the driver story.
Right. That's so funny. I have one more note that's actually sort of related to the pay-per-view. It's a little out of place because I probably should have read it earlier too. But Dave notes that there was a lot of heat among wrestlers for putting the mystery woman or Jamie D. I don't know what her last name is. He rates D here. In the AMW and Daniel Styles angle. Nobody knew who she was. So when she chokeslammed Gail Kim at the pay-per-view, it wasn't that big of a pop because it was more of a who is this woman which if you guys listen to our episodes, this is exactly what I said. Is like, I don't know who she is. The idea is those guys are having great matches and putting the women in can only take them down. That's what Dave says. I didn't say that. The bookers are looking at advancing storylines. The problem with Jamie D right off the bat is that the way her hair was done was made you think of China, and having a China copy starts off as a negative. For those who complained about Scott D'Amore to begin with, it's another D'Amore wrestler. So apparently Scott D'Amore has kind of brought her in.
Okay, so she's probably from Border City Wrestling then.
Right. And actually, there's your other angle copying. We have China.
But here's the thing: I didn't when she came out or whatever. I didn't compare. I wasn't thinking China at all.
Oh, see, so I only was because she was kind of jacked. But like that's like a stupid thing to be like, oh, it looks like China because she's got muscles. Like that doesn't mean anything. Did I think because of her hair? Absolutely not. No. I was like, oh, she's got big muscles. Like,
right. Yeah, I certainly from a hair standpoint, I was not thinking of China.
No. Yeah. We'll see what happens.
I kind of do agree with like inserting the women into the matches could potentially.
Well, in this particular case, I think the way that it was written sounds like worse than what he means.
Sounds way worse than what he's saying, but I don't think Gail Kim would hurt it necessarily. But I don't know about this Jamie D.
Yeah, I don't know.
That one.
It's not needed for the people in the match. That's the difference.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see where that goes.
Sometimes you don't need that extra layer.
Exactly. I have two more notes, Bob, and then we're going to get into the show. And then we have actually a pretty good amount to get through during the show. So I'm going to be spitfiring during today's show, but a lot of quick ones. Impact, the last episode before Slammiversary, I believe we're talking about here, fell to a 0.77 rating, which is about 826,000 viewers with the midnight airing. He says, I don't think anyone would be surprised by that. They actually opened up at a 1.02 for the Christian Sting confrontation, but it got destroyed by the power outage in the second quarter. Spike was off air for several minutes during the Shane Douglas promo and lost 321,000 viewers, 29% of his audience, to a 0.72. And then, what was it here toward the end? I think this is toward the end. I don't have the card pulled up. I was going to try to compare to make sure that we're talking about the right thing here, but... Oh, here we go. Yeah, it is this one. The final quarter with AMW, Monty Brown and Rude versus Styles, Daniels, Rhino, and Raven did a 0.62, and Impact did a 0.5 at 11 p.m. So ratings went down a little bit, but it happens.
Yeah, well, stuff beyond your control happens. There's nothing you can really do about it.
That's right. And my final note, and this one is just a little bit longer, which is why I'm not doing it during the show, but David Marquez of New Japan is listed as promoting an NWA Pro show featuring stars from TNA. New Japan add the NWA. See, why is he writing like this? Add the NWA for July 7th at the 6,000 seat. I don't even know how to say this last name. There's an arena in Lowell, Massachusetts that I don't know how to say. So David here was negotiating with TNA for a summer tour of some major arenas.
Did you just say Lowell?
Yeah, Lowell. Lowell. It's spelled Lowell.
It's Lowell, Massachusetts.
I've never heard it. I don't know what that city is, so.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Lowell. Well, they probably play baseball there. That's how you know.
They might. I'm from Massachusetts, asshole.
What?
Yeah,
no, you're not.
Yes, I am. Woburn.
Now Bob's lying.
I'm from Woburn, and now considering that it's spelled Woburn, you'd go Woburn.
Yeah, probably.
Exactly.
Why does every Massachusetts city have to be like said different than it's spelled? Like Worcester.
Yeah.
It's spelled Worcester.
Yeah, it's the accent, dude.
Okay, so Lowell, Massachusetts. There. Lowell. It's literally not how it's... Dude, it's not how it's spelled.
It's not Lowell. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well, that's how it's spelled. So that's what I said. Anyways, this dude, David Marquez, was negotiating with TNA for a summer tour of some major arenas, but the talks fell through. The show is billed as a Night of Champions, with Christian versus Jeff Jarrett for the NWA title, Alex Shelley versus Black Tiger, Puma versus Chris Sabin, Matt Morgan versus Aaron... Oh, God. How do I say this? I don't even know how to say this last name. Aguilera? Aguila?
Aaron Aguilera. That's fucking
Aguilera.
Jesus, dude. It's Jesus.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I'm glad you know who it is, because I
It's
don't
the
know how to
guy
say that.
who fucking stabbed John Cena in the bar.
Okay. It's Jesus. Got it. And AJ Styles and the Human Tornado versus James Storm and Bobby Joe Marshall. So the tickets for this range from $44 to $32.50. However, Bill Behrens, who books the TNA wrestlers for their out dates, said that several TNA wrestlers were originally scheduled on the show, but none are scheduled no longer. So, sounds like it's falling apart. Liberty States Wrestling, which promoted the TNA show in Wayne, New Jersey on June 10th, was also involved in promoting this show, and they were going to talk with TNA this week to try to get them to change their minds. There are people who have already purchased tickets for this lineup, and without the TNA guys, you hardly have a show.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Your main event is Christian Cage against Jeff Jarrett. They're TNA guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. TNA officials apparently didn't want the show to be advertised as TNA because they were looking at having a different Northeast promoter who is associated with Hermie Sadler. In the current agreement between NWA and TNA from the summer of 2003, the NWA gave TNA a license to use the NWA name and control the singles and tag team titles for a fee, which is based on a sliding rate scale. So now it's about $3,600 per year. That's fucking nothing for the record.
That is nothing. I could do that.
Yeah. TNA has the power to change the belts as opposed to the NWA Board of Governors, but TNA, according to the bylaws, has to notify NWA before a title change takes place. There is an emergency clause TNA has when like Kevin Nash missed a pay-per-view and they panicked and gave Rhino the quick title reign. Also, as part of the agreement, all NWA members, and Marquez is an NWA member, running the NWA Pro group that runs at the Inoki Dojo and other Southern California locations, and is booking shows around the country this summer. They are allowed to use the TNA logo and marks for advertising and merchandise. It's pretty interesting stuff. So yeah, so Bob, if you want to start getting a license for that, we can figure something out here.
That'd be wild. Hey, Billy Corgan. So I have $4,000 and I can control
the titles.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. We just got to let the board know.
Right. Which I think is hilarious that you would have to call the board and be like, so we're looking to put the strap on Christian Cage. Is that good? Cool.
I don't even know if you have to get... I don't even know if you need permission. You just have to tell them, it sounds like.
Yeah, I guess. So, like, if I was a board member and I'm like, hey, man, can't wait to watch Against All Odds, right? Bring. Hello? Yeah, hey, Bob. It's Jeff Jarrett. I'm just letting you know that we're putting the strap on Christian Cage tonight. And I'd sit there and think, are you fucking kidding me? You just spoiled the main event for me?
No, I'm not buying it.
This is a dumbass rule that we have. I am not buying the pay-per-view anymore. I just saved myself 3 hours.
Yeah.
I think that's funny as shit.
It really is.
Rhino is going to win the title? Is that... I figured I'd let you know. Just checking in.
Just a heads up.
Heads up.
Well,
what kind of fee is $3,600 a year?
Nothing.
It's nothing.
I guess at the time when essentially the name also means nothing, that's probably why.
Oh, shit. I mean, yeah.
I mean, you even look at it now, right? So TNA's been around for 4 years at this point. We've had the agreement. I mean, they says this since the summer is when they made the deal, but it was before that because, well, they had to like a less deal, but anyway. We have now essentially dropped that. I mean, we use the titles, that's it.
Right.
This is no longer NWA TNA. I don't think we've been NWA TNA since we've got on FSN.
I would agree with that.
I mean, it really was like they dropped that shit. And it might have even been a little before that, but we'll be generous. When weekly pay-per-view stopped, we stopped being an NWA company, or at least advertising as such.
Advertising it, yeah. So like, let's just round it up to $4,000. If that's their licensing fee, I know that other, like what David Marquez is dealing with, a whole bunch of other promotions would use NWA. So I'm sure that licensing would also apply to them, just in terms of like using NWA. So I mean, if you do that to 10 promotions, I mean, you're making $40,000 a year.
Well, right, but you also got to keep in mind that in TNA's case, it's to control the titles. Also, is the bigger part of it, really. So it might even be less.
It might be
to
less.
just do the name.
Yeah,
because if it's a scale and we have control of the titles, so it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's the NWA died August 1994.
At least, right?
You can kiss my ass. And he threw the belt down. That's when NWA died. And it's still
and
with Billy Corgan.
Bob with his fucking beeps over here.
That's not my fault.
Yeah, Bob has his volume on his phone like he's a grandma. Bob, that covers us before the show, so we are officially ready to watch the episode of Impact that happens right after Slammiversary.
Oh, all right. Let's get into it. It's June 22nd. The runtime for this is approximately 42 minutes and 58 seconds. If you want to watch along with us, head over to the TNA Plus app or find it in your own personal collection. That should work as well. I'm going to count down from 3. When I say play, that is when we will start the show. So here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
This is TNA. It's the new face of professional wrestling. For some reason, mine is very loud. And we're going right into our Slammiversary highlights. So, Bob, I'm going to tell you right now. We have some explosion notes at the taping that we are watching right now. 2 episodes were filmed. The June 23rd, 2006 episode, which is the day after this. Ron Kellings and Sonjay Dutt defeated Team Canada's Bobby Roode and Petey Williams. And then on June 30th, 2006, Jay Lethal defeated Alex Shelley.
So Ron teaming with Sonjay Dutt tells me they don't know what the hell they're doing with Ron.
Yep.
Coming out of a main event, King of the Mountain, he's just in a makeshift tag team with Sonjay. Okay. Whatever.
I know the tricks, brother.
Yeah, so they're teasing like who's the champion. Like as you mentioned, technically Jarrett didn't break any rules. I mean, he won.
Right. There's no rules broken here. This is a new intro.
Because there were no rules to break.
We got new clips in this intro here.
That's good. Not going to complain about that. You know, freshen it up. 2 title matches tonight.
Really? Oh. Samoa Joe puts a title on the line, and so does Daniels and AJ Styles. Bob, this is a loaded episode then.
Huh. Your 60-minute adrenaline rush starts now.
Come on, we got to start off with a long-ass Jim Cornette promo, I'm sure. Dude, fucking blowing the pyro budget here. Is it TNA if we stay in budget?
What?
Is it really TNA if we stay in budget? I feel like we have to blow our budget.
Oh, with the pyro.
Here you go. I fucking told you. Jim Cornette. Welcome to the Impact Zone. He's got the title with him. This company needs some straightening out. We got all the talent. We got everything we got. But we need structure, order, discipline, and accountability. Too long has there been impotent authority figures.
Jim, you are now one.
I know. They're booing him. Fire Zbyszko, front row sign. Oh. Closed door meetings because he doesn't want to air dirty laundry in public. That really changed, huh? Oh.
Brother. Hogan? Is Hogan coming in, brother?
That's another one. He basically told JB, don't fucking knock on my door.
When I need you, I'll let you know.
LAX.
What?
Making a run for the border. Oh. We had an appointment this afternoon. You didn't show up. I know the time zones are different in Orlando and Mexico City. Don't miss another one. It'll be the last one. Conan starts yelling at him. That was kind of a weird side conversation, I feel like. Maybe it's supposed to show like they don't listen to authority figures or something. I don't know. I'm out here walking just to see my gums bump. Oh. What? They're firing someone next week?
Why?
Okay, notice the crowd is booing him. They don't want no one to get fired. Oh, here we go. Fire Jarrett.
Jarrett fired.
I mean, that's the only ones I think the fans would be okay with.
Well, yeah, but who the fuck would you have?
It could be Zbyszko.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-oh. This right here is what Jeff Jarrett wants more than a sick man wants penicillin. And Bob, I'll let you know, I'm allergic to penicillin, so I do not want it.
That's important to know.
Yeah, I do not want it, actually.
If there's ever a medical crisis, don't give him penicillin.
So is Jim Cornette coming in just going to make this like fucking Raw now, and we're just going to have a Jim Cornette?
I'm telling you, it could.
Okay, they just said Jarrett is not the NWA champion. So it's vacated, right? Oh, wait. What's he going to say? He said there is no NWA champion, so we officially have a vacated title. Crowd's booing. They're pissed. Jesus Christ. Okay. He'll make a decision by next week. What? Okay. So next week he's going to announce who the champion is and an announcement about Victory Road. That makes no sense, Bob. He's just going to be like, he's the champion.
Who else would be the champion? Christian Cage? Right? That has to be the only other explanation.
I don't know, dude. Speaking of Jarrett, because he's just going to keep rambling now. He's saying his grandmother would be ashamed of you. She'd be ashamed as she was I am if she wasn't already dead. Dude, the crowd is booing him. He's trying to, like, what's happening? Bob, just so you know, on the 19th, which is this day of the taping, they had a big party thrown by Jeff Jarrett for the 4th year anniversary after the tapings, and most of the people were there. Told they were watching Raw, and Cornette cut his hilarious promo about the mentality that there is the way to get wrestlers over is to show as much male ass as possible. Reports were that Cornette showed up very enthusiastic about being there. And also this weekend, all the talent were given blood tests and HIV and hepatitis tests. There's wording when the tests were announced in a big letter, "This is not a drug test. They want to test everyone since they do a lot of blood in matches, and there was some states they're trying to go to where testing would be required. So they're trying to get ahead of it. Speaking of Jarrett, here he is in his party attire.
I was just gonna say he's got like some casual. He's got like a drawstring hoodie on.
Zip up hoodie, no shirt underneath.
Yeah, usually it's a tight fucking silky shirt. He's going casual wear.
Okay,
He's
Bob.
basically arguing with Cornette saying that's my title.
I did not look at the card. We have the NWA champions coming out right now. AJ and Daniels. Who do you think they're about to defend against? Because I got a pretty good guess.
Who do you think?
Who just pinned him recently?
Oh shit! Diamonds in the rough.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck.
So,
it makes sense.
It makes sense. It's freaking awesome.
It does make sense. That would explain. Okay, you know what? I liked the continuity part of it because on commentary they can be like, "Fucking these guys." They did win, even though there's there was help there. But
dude, I hate the double hood thing.
No, I don't like. I agree. I do. I love these guys as a tag team though.
I'll tell you what. At first, I wasn't really into it because it's like two single guys together. But I think it works. It works really, really well.
I would love for it to be long term, but long term, I don't know if you can really tie up AJ and Daniels in a tag team.
Well, right.
Especially like AJ to me. And sure as shit.
Yeah. Yeah, this makes so much sense, dude. Primetime Elix Skipper and David Young, accompanied by Simon Diamond. Diamond's in the rough.
David Young looking to be in some pretty good shape. Maybe getting in shape for a tag team title run.
Could be.
Skipper looking.
And look at this, dude. 3 weeks ago. Now, they make sure AMW is involved. But
oh, absolutely.
It doesn't matter. Still pinned him. Okay, you know what I would do? I'd book it like this. Ready? AMW gets involved again. They lose the titles.
No way.
Yeah.
And then next week, AMW beats Diamonds in the rough.
Yeah. Yeah. Or you do a 3-way match at Victory Road.
No. Diamonds in the rough. No.
Yeah, baby. You technically have Triple X in there if that's the case. So.
Yeah.
Daniels and David Young kicking us off here.
Well, Skipper's decked his former partner from behind. Let me get these indie notes out of the way. Okay, yeah, Samoa Joe's defending the title. June 17th, AJ Styles competed for the Jersey All Pro Light Heavyweight Championship. However, he lost. Frankie Kazarian retained the Jersey All Pro Light Heavyweight Championship when he defeated AJ Styles and Jay Lethal at Jersey All Pros Caged Fury 2 in Aberdeen, New Jersey.
Wow.
And then the other one here is for Christopher Daniels. On June 11th, he lost to Ring of Honor World Champion Bryan Danielson at TWE's When Worlds Collide in San Antonio, Texas. So that was for the ROH World Championship. On June 16th, Christopher Daniels defeated Roderick Strong in the Jeff Peterson Memorial Cup at Night 1. And then on the 17th of June, Christopher Daniels defeated Cedric Strong on Night 2 of the Jeff Peterson Memorial Cup. And that is the indie notes for the match.
Amazing. Skipper about to walk the ropes to Daniels, but Daniels knows. And he pushed him off. Bikinis? What are we talking about bikinis for? I missed that.
It's for the Christy Hemme on the transition to commercial had mentioned footage of their like bikini shoot or whatever.
Oh, is that what I definitely missed that. I heard her say something and I thought I saw like a girl in like the little side thing, but okay. So we're gonna see some knockouts and bikinis. Yeah,
and one of the girls in there was Jackie Gata.
Really? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. And she's pregnant, so if you have a fetish for pregnant women in bikinis, maybe.
I was gonna say some people do like that. So.
Yeah. See, Don West just said that they call AJ and Daniels the dream team, and that people had always wondered about them as a tag team. I never once heard them say, "What if these guys ever teamed up?"
I also never wondered until they did it. So
yeah, so I don't know.
Oh, Angel's Wings, but yeah, Simon Diamond breaks it up.
Jacking Christopher Daniels, and now he's trying to motivate David Young, and then here comes China. That hair does not remind me of China. She just scoop slammed Simon Diamond.
They still don't know who she is.
It's just this woman. Oh, are they gonna do? Yeah, they're gonna. This must be their finishing. Best moonsault ever by Daniels onto Young, and then AJ follows up with a frog splash. It has a great finishing combo, and they retain the titles with that woman in their corner.
Still, the NWA champions.
I still kind of wish that her name was Claire Lynch. That'd be great.
Wait, here comes Gail Kim. Fucking elbow to the back of the head. Gail Kim getting physical here, throwing punches. It's not working very well. Uh-oh, she's about to get a choke slam. Oh, wait, AMW? Is that Harris pulls Gail Kim out? I don't even know what her name is. Don West goes, I got no idea.
It's clearly that woman.
Could you imagine? They would do that.
Gail Kim and AMW against AJ, Christopher Daniels, and that woman.
We're backstage here with Sabin, Jay Lethal, and Eric Young, all outside of James E. Cornette's office. Oh, wait a second, Bob. Eric Young. Did they say they're going to fire me? Am I losing my job? Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, shit.
He goes, this always happens to me. This is just my luck.
Don't fire Eric.
Let's go, Bob. I'm so pumped.
I didn't even think of that.
Jarrett says, he's got my belt and I'm going in there to get it. He just opened up Jim Cornette's office. Meanwhile, these guys are out here knocking on the door waiting for him. Still to come. Me and all the knockouts at the bikini photo shoot that you gotta see.
She was saying that as Samoa Joe was also on the screen. So what if Samoa Joe is wearing a bikini? The side of the Samoan submission machine that you've never seen before in a G-string bikini.
Bob, you'll be glad to know that Chris Jericho was on TSN's Off the Record on June 14th, plugging something. And when he was asked if he'd go to TNA, and guess what he said?
Never say never.
No, he said no.
Oh, shit.
He said WWE is like the mafia that once you're in for life.
Really?
Yeah.
How is he not murdered yet?
Well, because he's no longer in.
No longer in?
We're back from commercial. We're still with Eric Young.
told Young about medication or something, and Young was like, that's not funny.
Okay, Jarrett came out. Me and you, we always hit each other back. He goes, give it to me straight. Did he fire me? Eric, do you think I really give a damn if you get your job or not? You know what Cornette just told me? I gotta wait 7 days to find out about my title. Next week on Impact World title. Yeah, guess what? Guys, they already fucking told us that.
He already said that. Yeah, he was like, next week I'll have a decision. And then now they're like, I gotta wait a week? What?
That's not fucking news.
No.
Here comes the alpha male.
Oh my God. Well, you know what? To them, though, a week would be like, the next day, because that's the next taping. So he'll find out in a day.
Well, they actually do it the same. Yeah, it's the same day. It's pretty funny. Speaking of the tapings, you won't believe who was backstage at this taping. You want to guess? Yeah, you want to guess.
Can I get a hint?
Monty Brown's going after his opponent.
No, we're not. This is the shit guy.
Just beat the shit out of him. Oh wait, hold on a second. Look at freaking Slick's outfit. Why is he wearing a black referee shirt? Oh, they even just said it. Oh, is it related to the World Cup? I think, is this a soccer referee thing?
Oh, what is that?
Well, here, let me, before you guess the person, as Monty Brown chucks this loser across the ring. Apparently, Dutch Mantel told Mark Johnson that Dixie Carter wants him out of the shorts, but then Jeff Jarrett, who's his buddy, told him that they were okay. So on the pay-per-view, he wasn't wearing them. And then here we are on TV, and he's wearing the shorts again. Mm-hmm. Pounce!
I can approve of this beating.
Yeah.
And I hope that Mountie was extra stiff with the pounce there.
The dream. That was very short. Okay, so Bob.
And if you guys are wondering, if you're new to the show and you're wondering who is the person that we will not reveal their name, just look up the show and you'll see his name, and then you can do some research on it.
Wait, what? Conan, he just asked?
What the fuck?
Wait, did he just tell him he wants Monty to join LAX?
Yeah, he wants him to he's not Latino.
Oh, but they hold him down because he's black. Okay,
so it's not. Oh, so minorities.
Oh. You've won a bunch of number one contenders matches, and you've only had the opportunity once. Is it mistake or by design?
He's had at least two.
You see?
Minority.
Instead of breeding dialogue, it breeds contempt. They want to hold you back and make you look stupid. They've done it to you. They've done it to me. Come and join LAX. Well, I didn't see this coming.
So it's like the NWO, but it's racially motivated.
Well, he's considering it. Is he going to join?
Do it.
Oh. No. You want to be like Sonjay Dutt and Ron Killings and learn the hard way? Go ahead. LAX, we're family. He starts yelling in Spanish. That was weird, yeah. And speak of the devil, you hear his music, it is. Here's Ron Killings. There's a lot going on right now.
Oh, maybe Ron's going to join LAX and he can be back to like the 2002 Ron where he's all like...
I mean, that could work.
He was a good heel. Good heel.
He's singing on the way down to the ring.
He sings this song for the better part of 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he probably still does it. I don't even know. I don't watch WWE Pro.
I don't know if he sings it anymore. I don't really know. Somebody called my name, right? He's walking over toward the LAX border crossing here.
Right. What's up?
I'll tell you what's up. He says it's all good. He's family. He's family. He tells Hernandez and Homicide, it's okay. No one I have more respect for and more love for than you. You've been here 4 years and they've shown you what they think about you. Nothing. You're nothing in their eyes.
He was just in the main event of the latest pay-per-view.
Well, Killing says he's sick of hearing it, so he must feel different. You're my brother. That's why I called you out here. This company doesn't look at talent, they look at race. We never had to ask for anything. We always had to take it. Don't sacrifice your honor and your pride to play these little white boy games. I like this Conan.
You like him?
Yeah, I like this.
I was just gonna say he cuts a very good
dude. He hugged Killings. He just tried to pull away.
They're jumping him. Okay.
Oh, shit.
All right. Well, I know a match for Victory Road. LAX against Ron and Sonjay.
Because they said. Wait, and they just. Okay. Okay, this makes so much sense now.
That makes sense.
The explosion, it's all adding up. They just tossed him over the guardrail after they beat him up. I really like that.
We put the pieces together.
Yep.
You give us a puzzle, we're gonna fucking figure it out.
Well, we're backstage now with JB. Okay, Bob, during this thing here, quick. Guess who was backstage at this taping?
I don't know.
Okay, it was Brian Lee again.
How the
looking for work again, but it's not it. Missy Hyatt was there as well, and apparently she was very thin and wasn't her normal loud self, and was described as more like Lex Luger as someone who was there, but didn't seem to want anyone to see them. So she was like kind of secretly there.
Wow. Well, this is 18 years before she was getting her world rocked by Jim Ross.
Oh my god, dude. I did not like reading that shit.
No.
So Eric Young is still talking here. Wait, Chris Sabin and Jay Lethal just came out of the office now. We're not really at liberty to discuss that. What happened in the office. I want to tell you one thing. Nash is going to love it. Next week's company meeting is going to be great. Okay, or Lethal and Sabin like BFFs because they just did like a handshake. Eric Young says, don't tell anyone about our secret plan. Eric Young has had 3 different segment screen times already on this show.
They're going to drive that into the mud quick. Oh, Side Boob by Christy Hemme, folks. Side Boob.
Okay, we're back with JB in front of the office again. Oh, wait, here's Christian Cage.
Oh.
So what, do you got a meeting?
You wearing a rosary?
Yeah. Doing the right thing is putting
he wearing a rosary because he's Christian Cage?
Jesus Christ. Oh, Bob, I actually have a big note that I need to tell you about. It's actually kind of unfortunate.
What?
Oh, wait, hold on. Something's going on in the back. 1 second. Team 3D and the James Gang surrounded by security? There's Sonjay Dutt, Chris Sabin's there, AJ Daniels. Take your best shot. Wait, you know the rules, there are none. Is this like Wild and Out?
Yeah, it is. They're doing your mama jokes.
What the fuck?
This is the dumbest thing I've seen in my life.
Your mama's so fat. And her shadow weighs 45 pounds.
There's no way. This is real. Oh, I see Jerry Lynn.
Yeah, nice. Mama's so poor she goes to KFC to lick other people's fingers. Sabin is yelling, incineration! Incineration! Who's the guy in the cowboy hat?
Who is the short little security guy? Who is he stopping?
Who are these people? You want another mama joke? Let's get off of mama joke since I just got off of yours. Let's get off your mama and talk about your daddy. Oh, Bullet Bob.
Yikes.
Yeah, that is a sore spot. Your daddy is so old. He can't finish it. Screw it. Your daddy's an Armstrong. And your family's a bunch of losers. And then BG starts going after him, and now we got a brawl breaking out here.
Somebody in TNA watched MTV at about 4:00 in the afternoon one day and saw Yamama, and it was like perfect segment.
Oh, wait, was that like a show too?
Yeah, Yamama with Wilmer Valderrama.
I don't know if I remember that one. We're
That?
brawling down the ramp now.
Oh, because you were saying you said Wild and Out, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So you're probably more accurate here. I don't know when.
Yeah,
Wild
the
Out
show
started,
was
but...
Your Mama, and you make like insults, and they would judge it, and they go, okay.
When we're throwing chairs in the ring and stuff. My note, by the way, while now we're not talking. Unfortunately, David Young and Elix Skipper were told at the tapings that they probably wouldn't be used again until the end of summer. People generally liked them because they never caused problems and worked hard, even though they ever got a push. So there are hard feelings about it, but the entertainment business can be cruel. And look who's back. Brother Runt. Acid drop. Are we about to see Team 3D against James Gang and Bullet Bob?
Oh, shit.
I don't know why we need that, but...
That would be a train wreck.
I'm fine with Runt being here, for the record, but, like...
The only way that I would allow that is if Bullet Bob takes a 3D.
Holy shit. Oh, here we go. He's laying down the challenge right now, Brother Ray. You got 7 days. We got our brother and our partner. You get yourself a partner. And at Victory Road, 3 of us versus the 3 of you. You're going to tear it down one last time.
Victory Road isn't 7 days away.
I think they want the partner announcement next week.
Oh, okay. I like how Brother Ray was like 7 days, and then Kip is counting on his fingers. He goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Okay. Like, what is that? That doesn't do anything.
I'm willing to bet it's not going to be Bullet Bob.
I doubt it.
Okay, JB's still outside the office. Wait, Christian Cage just came out. Can you believe Jim Cornette wants me to wait 7 days?
They're pushing the 7 days thing.
Oh, Stinger. You got a meeting or what? I guarantee you, I don't have an appointment. Oh, he's got something he wants to say to him, though. We're friends, right? Don't mind me asking. What do you want to ask him? Christian, you'll be the first one to find out. I promise you that.
Right. So Sting, you could just tell him now, and then he'd be the first one, because technically the first one will be Jim Cornette now.
Up next, dude, bikinis or something.
Family.
Loyalty. Respect.
Oh, it's a fucking DVD. God damn it.
Yeah,
I thought it was
dude.
something different.
No. What else do I got for you? Oh, Kid Romeo was also at the tapings looking for work. Believe it or not. He's now working as an exterminator in real life and suggested it as a gimmick. He was pitching it to Jarrett in front of several wrestlers. And we're seeing the bikini thing now, just for a record here. Oh, she's putting soda on herself.
Maybe it's sticky.
Hold on, we're distracted. That's not a bikini.
Kim, I love you. I mean, you're looking real. Oh, okay. Whose ass is that?
Jackie Gaeta playing poker with a dog.
She's probably losing.
Oh, SoCal Val. Whoa! They just zoomed in on Tracy's boob. Oh.
What the fuck? This is my favorite segment in TNA history right now.
Yeah, we're suddenly very distracted, and I'll finish my Kid Romeo as an exterminator gimmick note.
I want to know whose butt I had just seen.
I'm willing to bet it was Jackie's.
Really?
Yep, willing to bet.
That's the case. No wonder she got pregnant.
Whoa! Hold on a second.
Fucking Christ, man. Screen grabs.
Christy
grabs.
Christy Hemme was just completely naked.
SoCal Val looking fucking hot. Great.
What is this for? Like, what are they doing this for?
Like
the website
or something? I don't know.
Oh, calendar. Okay. Anyways, let me finish this.
For all the guys watching it at home,
I know.
they can get boners. That's what it is.
X Division title match is up next. Okay, so Kid Romeo wants to do an exterminator gimmick. He pitched.
Who cares about Kid Romeo? Fuck.
It appeared Jarrett was getting him all wound up to amuse the wrestlers. As he gave ideas like he would name all the different X Division wrestlers after insects, and he'd wear his uniform as the gimmick, saying that he was there to exterminate them.
That's.
Yeah. And speaking of Tracy, Bob, we were so distracted I couldn't finish it. There was talk about putting Bobby Roode and Tracy together, since she's had nothing to do since they stopped booking Matt Bentley, and they want him as a higher level singles player.
So they figure having Tracy with him would make him higher?
Having a valet? I don't know, I guess. Okay, so we got Senshi Sonjay Dutt, and I believe that's it. It's Samoa Joe for the X Division title here.
I'll get these indie notes out of the way real quick then. June 16th, TNA X Division Champion Samoa Joe defeated Senshi at NWA Bluegrass Ashland Assault. And then on June 17th, Samoa Joe competed in a triple threat, losing to Kenta in a match that also involved Bryan Danielson at Ring of Honor's In Your Face in New York City. Senshi doesn't have anything other than what that Samoa Joe one was. And then Sonjay Dutt on June 17th lost to Grim Reaper at Jersey All Pros Cage Fury 2 in Aberdeen, New Jersey. And that is your indie notes for this week.
Nice. And there's the title being held up. This should be an interesting match.
I just want to say, I don't know if I've said it before, but Grim Reaper is one of my favorite hidden gem of indie wrestlers around this time.
Really? Okay. Since you own right after Samoa Joe, I have a few notes I'll get out of the way here too, just so we can enjoy this. So TNA created a T-shirt for Alex Shelley that he didn't like and wouldn't wear to the ring. And then Dutch Mantel told him to, and then Jarrett told him that he had to. So apparently, I'm assuming it's a Paparazzi Productions shirt that he does not like. Which is funny, because I really do like it.
Well, wait, is it with the eye?
Yeah.
And he doesn't like that?
I guess. Terry Taylor has been pressuring everyone to sign new contracts.
Eric Young is in the crowd with a "Don't Fire Eric Young" sign.
Oh, my God.
So it begins.
That's funny. Terry Taylor's pressuring everyone to sign new contracts. So Ron Killings has signed a new deal. Senshi and Homicide have both have qualms with TNA handling their independent bookings, but both have been making their own schedules for years and didn't want to give it up. But inevitably, one of the ways that the company is looking to make money is a booking agency for talent, since that would control most of the bigger indie names. Homicide is trying to push for a deal where he will list certain promoters that he won't work for just because he's had bad prior experiences. Here comes Samoa Joe. Face wash on Dutt outside the ring here.
Into the railing.
I got one more note. I think then that's it. The other one, I don't know if I might be semi-spoiler, so I'll leave it. Stars of the new Beverly Hillbillies-like show that will be the lead-in for Impact starting in a few weeks were at the front row at the tapings. They were described as fat rednecks in the front, always taking their shirts off. Spike apparently had brought them in for the tapings and wanted to use Impact to get a new show rolling. So I wonder if we'll see him more on camera next week or something. But
I don't know. But Senshi just clotheslined Joe on the floor. He was not going to take a face wash into the guard railing.
Oh, we're doing a quick commercial break.
Senshi pummeling Joe with kicks to the chest, but Joe blocks it and then slaps him in the face a few times. And we're back. Kick to the head.
When your winning streak is also on the line.
Well, that's right, because his streak started at Slammiversary 05, right?
Yeah.
And he defeated Sonjay Dutt, I think, right?
Oh, that might be right. I can't remember. So I'm going to take your word for it.
I think it was.
Oh my Bob, I lied. I'm going to tell you this last now. I don't think it's a spoiler because technically this Observer comes out before this episode airs, so screw it. The Naturals will be doing boot camp like vignettes with Shane Douglas as manager, which makes sense. He said he was going to train them or he's going to kill them. So
I would interpret that as being boot camp. Yeah.
they will be getting a new look, a new haircut, and be pushed apparently as a heel tag act. Hopefully at some point to work with Daniels and Styles. Yeah. They would also suspect Team 3D should turn at some point to work with Styles and Daniels. Not that that's even been hinted at, but Dave thinks that just makes sense.
Victory Road, by the way, is on July 16th, in case you forgot. I don't know. The Naturals getting a haircut and they be heels? And then Team 3D is going to turn at some point?
That's what Dave thinks should happen. Oh. Just drop Sonjay Dutt down.
I mean, if you do it like that, I mean, AJ and Daniels will have plenty of opponents here.
Senshi off the ropes. Joe with an atomic drop. He comes off the ropes. Nice shot to the head. Boom.
You know who would have been a great team to Russell, Styles, and Daniels?
The Flying Elvises?
No.
Who?
Austin Aries and Roderick Strong.
Mm.
That would have been good.
I did see a note. It wasn't like in the TNA section, and there's no other details, but apparently I saw something that said Austin Aries has been like called by TNA about a potential coming back here soon. So who knows? I mean, you never know. But it was like in the ROH section, and there was like no other details, so I didn't think to write it down. But I did see it.
Then she just drop kicked Joe off the apron.
Holy crap, that was a close one. By the way, we're at 40 minutes and 24 seconds. Oh, wait a second. Scott Steiner with a chair shot to the head to Samoa Joe outside the ring. Freakzilla. He's got a new shirt.
See, that's how.
Uh-oh.
Well, fuck Scott Steiner, dude.
Sonjay Dutt is laid out after a kick by Senshi, and he's going to the top. Is he going to hit the Warrior's Way?
Yeah. Oh
no. One, two. What?
Senshi's the X Division champion?
Scott Steiner, you son of a bitch. Wow, dude. A new X Division champion here on Impact.
Well, I'm fine with this. I'm fine with Senshi being the champion. I'm also fine with this because obviously Joe doesn't directly lose. And now there is no reason that Joe is not in the heavyweight situation.
Yeah. This seems like something that had to happen. But wow, I didn't expect it right now.
I wouldn't have expected it on TV, no. Oh, he smashed him with that chair.
Wow. The double stomp, boom. Wow. Yeah, I definitely didn't expect that. It all goes on next week. What's going to happen with the NWA title? What's going on at Victory Road? And who's getting fired? Samoa Joe smashing chairs against the ring post. He's pissed. Oh, we're still back. Sting just walked out of Jim Cornette's office. It went perfect. Cornette's going to work out just fine. That's it. Okay, he got what he wanted.
So next week we have someone's getting fired.
Yeah. It's got to be Zbyszko, right?
I'm thinking Earl Hebner.
Oh.
So we have that, and then we have who's going to be the champion, or like what he's doing with the championship. And isn't there a third one? Am I missing a third already?
But he just said what's going to happen at Victory Road, which I don't really know what that's supposed to mean.
So at minimum here, the main thing for like, oh hey, in 7 days is who or what will be Jim Cornette's decision regarding the NWA World Championship. And by the sounds of it, it's like a town hall meeting or something within the second week of him being here, which is like, you already need a town hall meeting. Things are going that bad.
He claims they are, so.
Apparently. So we have who will be the NWA World Champion, and then also someone's getting fired. So that'll be good. Oh, and fucking BG James and the James gang having a partner.
Yes. Yep.
So, all right. I don't mind that because now we have questions that need to be answered. So we have to tune in order to find out. So I don't mind that. I don't mind that type of booking. That's all matter about how they deliver it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think this was we can just say it now. I thought this was a fine episode after the pay-per-view. It's a thumbs up from me. 2 title matches, a shocking win, and we're asking questions. Bob, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I mean, we get a title change. Scott Steiner being a dick is always good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, I thought this was a pretty good show overall. I can't complain.
Well, sounds like we are on track as we march toward Victory Road. I don't know is there 4 weeks between? I actually don't know.
July 16th is this next show. Is the next pay-per-view. So we had this one, and then we had the.
Yep, we have 4 episodes of Impact. It looks like.
Is it? Oh yeah, there it is.
Yep.
That is correct. All right.
Okay.
Well, next week we got a whole bunch of questions, and they're gonna get answered. Who's gonna be fired? Who will be the NWA World Champion? Who will be the James Gang's partner against Team 3D? Will Ron Killings join LAX even though he got freaking jumped? Probably not. Will we see more girls in bikinis? I fucking hope so. So there's only one way to find out, and that is to continue to watch along with us here as we continue through 2006 TNA. What was Sting's request? We'll find that out too, I'm sure. There's so many questions. I could probably list 10 more. But join us next week to find out all the answers to our questions. Until then, for Dallas Gridley, I am Bob Colling Jr., and this has been the TNA Cross the Line podcast.